All right, for part C here, we're asked to find the positive value of x. That's going to be a key thing here because a lot of you stopped at a certain spot and didn't find the positive value of x, at which the curve has a vertical tangent line. Okay, show the work that leads to your answer. So in the video at the beginning of the week, I reminded you to think about, well, what would make this derivative undefined? And in an irrational expression, this will be undefined, which would give me a vertical slope if the denominator is equal to 0, because I cannot divide by 0. So I'm going to remember that a vertical tangent line means undefined slope, and that I get undefined slope when I divide by 0. So that would mean when 3y minus 2x is equal to 0. So we can go ahead and solve this for y. And we get this equation. Now, that's not what the answer was asking, right? This gives us the first point on this problem, but it doesn't tell me where the positive value of x is that this happens. So now we need to use the original relationship here. And we need to substitute this equation that we just found for 2/3 x everywhere there is a y. So that's what we're going to do next. And now this equation where we've substituted this in, this is what we're going to solve for x. So that's the next step. I'm going to start working on simplifying some of this stuff out. I'm going to spread it out a little bit. 2x squared plus, when I square this whole thing, I get 4/9. So that's going to be 12/9 x squared. Here, when I multiply these two things together, 4 times 2 is 8. 8/3 x squared equals 36. So now we have to combine all of these values together. 2 plus 12/9, which I know that that's too big, right? I could divide that by 3. Let's do that right now. This is 4/3. And work on a common denominator here. And so if I divided that by 3, let's see, how could I make this a common denominator of 3? 2 is the same thing as 6/3. There we go. Now I have a common denominator, so I can work a little faster. So I have 6/3 plus 4/3, that's 10/3 minus 8/3, so that's 2/3 x squared equals 36. So now I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal. Let's see, 36 divided by 2 is 18. What's 18 times 3? That's 56. I'm going to have to use a calculator, guys. My calculator's dying because my kids are playing with it. 18 times 3. 54. And we're going to square root both sides. They asked for only the positive value of x where this happens, so I'm just going to leave it as x equals the square root of 54. The scoring guide also has the simplified radical, but you don't need to simplify the radical here. They will take all correct forms of equivalent answers.